Hello there creatives, Sol here again, bringing you another basic tutorial. And for this session, I will teach you the basics of 3ds Max UI. Now, let's get on with the video. Okay, so let's start to open 3ds Max. Right now, I'm using version 2020. So if you're using earlier or late versions, your UI might look slightly different. So right off the bat, you are presented with a basic introduction into the UI, and it would be great if you can explore this on your own free time, like on how to navigate the scene with using the mouse and the keyboard, different parts of the scene, which I will talk you through. Okay, let's close that. First, on your upper right part of the screen, we will start with the workspace. So I find this part very useful, as you can just choose different configuration of the UI, which is already pre-set up for you. So just click that and see if there's anything that suits your liking. But for now, let's just choose the default settings. Next would be the menu bar here on the top part of the screen. And these are basically clusters of all the functionalities within 3ds Max. Like if you want to create a new scene, just press new. It's very basic. If you want to reset the scene, reset. If you want to open a project, press open. If you want to see the recent projects that you've worked on, you will find it here. Save to just save and overwrite your scene. Save as to create a duplicate version of your project. Archive if you want to collect your files and your project scene into one collected folder. Import if you want to import 3D models or scenes from other 3D files. Export if you want to export the scene or some 3D models in your scene. Send to if you want to send the scene into other Autodesk products like Maya, Motion Builder, and Modbox. Preferences if you want to view different settings. You can also explore that on your own time. Let's close that. So this second toolbar right here are where all those functionalities are also clustered, but it's sort of like a shortcut towards those different functionalities. So if you want to click undo or redo, you will find it here instead of just going to the menu bar and then clicking those one by one. Trying to find those is quite a hassle. Now you can actually add additional functionalities by right clicking into an empty part of the toolbar like that. Say if you want to add containers, you can add that. And you can also move this anywhere into the scene or add it anywhere within the toolbar. by clicking the leftmost of the bar. Just place it anywhere you want. So to remove that, just click again and uncheck whatever it is that you clicked onto. See, there you go. Okay, so let's reset the default workspace. Pressing that, set it here. All right. And this tab right here is called the ribbon. So this is where you will find some of the most useful and basic functionalities of the app, like modeling, freeform selection, so on and so forth. Okay, over to your left will be the scene explorer. So whenever you create something within the scene, within the viewport, it will appear over to the left, which is your scene explorer. Okay, so let's try to create a box. See, let's try to create a light, free light, for example. Also, working on the viewport or from the viewport just makes things a little bit easier. So if you want to isolate an object, you can just click that to hide that. So working in the scene explorer just makes things really easy, because you can just hide and unhide some of the items. And over here in the center is your scene, and this is called the viewport, and this is where we create our magic. Zoom in, zoom out. Here you will find the different camera views: graphic, perspective, top, bottom. Now let's go back to perspective view. To zoom in and out of the scene, just roll your middle mouse button of your mouse. To click an object, just left click into the object. To see more options, just right click into the scene. Now to access multiple windows within the scene, press Alt W. And to maximize a specific view within the scene, click into that area, then press Alt W once more. Let's go back to perspective, click that scene, then press Alt W. Okay. And over to your right would be the command panel. So this tab is the most commonly used part of the UI, especially when you're creating elements in the scene. So say for example, if you want to create a box, just press the create tab, and just create that box. To create a line, to create a light in the scene, camera, to create a camera, and if you want to measure your elements, you can use this helper button right here. Okay, and if you want to modify the objects you've created, you have to click on the modify tab, of course, to change the size. If you want to edit the vertices, you have to create a layer above that. Hierarchy tab, if you want to manipulate the pivot point of your objects. Display tab, if you want to hide certain objects you're seeing. So say for example, if you want to hide this 3D model, you can just press geometry. If you want to hide the lines in the splines, click on shapes, lights, cameras. This is quite handy, especially if you're working on large scenes. Isolating objects becomes very useful, especially when the scene becomes very heavy. Okay. And going to the bottom panel is your timeline. This is mainly used for animations. Say for example, I would like to move this box, animate it. I just have to press the auto key, move the timeline into the 80th frame, and then just play that. All right. So you can animate almost anything in your scene. This right here would be your X, Y, and Z navigation. So if you If you move an object, the distance is reflected into the X, Y, and Z coordinates. Say for example, I want to move this teapot 1 meter from the ground. Shows right at the bottom. Alright, so heading over to the lower right section of the screen, you will see a bunch of icons clustered into one, and these are mainly used to navigate the created camera within your scene. Okay, so say for example, I'm gonna choose this camera. Maybe let's go back to the previous one we had. I want to zoom into that object, just have to press the dolly camera, zoom in and out. If I want to change the field of view, press the field of view icon. If I want to rotate my camera in the scene towards that object, just press the orbit camera. Okay, so that covers my basic tutorial regarding the parts of 3ds Max UI. The best way to explore is just to play around with the app. Along the way, you will learn different things as you progress. Keep practicing, stay creative, keep learning, keep creating. That's it for now. And creatives, see you next time. Bye-bye.